Okay, we're getting started. Everyone, thank you so much for being here today. Again, it's Monday, the beginning of the week and beginning of the month, March 2024. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope for some of us, many of us who were there on Friday, have a chance to take a look at the note and also have a chance to listen to our CEO sharing his heart and also addressing the Q&A. So I'm excited that you are all here today. Let's give Michael a little bit. I think I lost your camera. Maybe you are not turning on. He is. Okay, there he is. Turn it on. So let's get started. Everyone, welcome. We are excited that you are here. And so today, I think a lot of the things that Michael and I are sharing in our platform here is really coming around to a relationship. I believe that all relationships starting somewhere, right? Relationship between business partners, relationship between a business owner and customer, or business owners and employees, or vendors, partnership, or even friendship, or when it goes down to personal relationship, two friends together, or even dating, or even the community. I think all these relationship has to start it somewhere, and I believe it started from the courting time, right? Many of us who are watching certain companies, certain individuals, and then we want to have some sort of relationship with that company or with that individuals. And when we are having that, I would call the relationship, we want to know why we want to form this, or why we want to be in partners with business, or why do we want to be able to have this relationship with this individual or this community. And so that's a topic that Michael and I want us to discuss about. We're in on passive for many years, for some of us who recently joined as new users, but many of us who have been in on passive for over 5 years. And we love what we are in, I would call a relationship, or in a dating relationship with on passive. And not only that, we love what we are and we get to experience this relationship. And why are we doing it today? We're going to talk about it. We're going to bring a lot of the why, either personal why or the why we choose to work and why we want to be here. So, Michael, you're smiling.
Well, that's a good thing that I'm smiling.
It is.
So, yeah. Hello, everyone. Certainly glad to be here with you, Julie, as always.
You see that? I started talking and I'm like, Michael didn't even say hello. So, Michael, please.
Yeah. So, well, you're doing a great job, Julie, as usual. So, continue talking, because why not on passive? So, um, why not? But we'll get into it, of course.
Of course, of course. Well, we talk about why, because I'm excited to talk about this subject. I'm excited to talk about the relationships that we're building. In my opinion, um, we when we go into a relationship, we got to know, what do we do? Do we have the same missions and visions and purpose? Do we have in this relationship, what is it that we could contribute into this relationship? Are we the giver or the receiver? What kind of roles and responsibilities do we have? All of those are the things that we need to ask ourselves. Like for me, I have to ask myself, why am I here? Right? Also, we have to say what kind of commitment we have for each other. So that's the things that I thought of when I think about why, Michael. What about you?
Well, that's a good thing to think about. I mean, again, for me, I go back to the very beginning, Julie. and to say, okay, well, why did I get involved in on passive? Like what was the reason? And I think all of us can do the same in looking at it. Why did you get in? Right? There must have been a reason. You didn't just get in just for getting in sake, right? I think everyone had a reason for that. Which again, there's a lot of reasons and a lot of great reasons. But I think it's for everyone. I think we all have commonality. I think there's a driving reason as to why all of us got in, and it's usually from a financial standpoint. Because people have things that they can be doing, and people have things that they are doing. Most people have a job, so they're doing that, and they have friends, they have family, so they have those relationships. But why get involved with something that's outside of your job, something that is outside of your immediate social network? Like why do that? So we know the common reasons as to why people will go online, looking for extra income. The people go online looking for a way out or something that's going to add value to what they're currently doing. Looking for tools, looking for products, looking for things that can enhance whatever business that they may currently be in. But you're absolutely right from a relationship standpoint, that we are in a relationship with the company, and the vast majority of us, if not all of us, are actually, I would say, on the receiving end, right, as opposed to on the giving end. Yes, as we went along, some of us start to give, as far as give of our time, give of our knowledge, etc. But for the most part, we're here to receive, right? It is what it is. We're here to receive. And, we're looking forward to that time where on passive starts to run as smoothly as possible, right? And so that we can all receive the rewards that we're looking for. Don't mind me, Julie. I have this chair that's, I think it's going to give me a heart attack. So sometimes the release button just goes, and so I have to catch myself that I don't fall. But anyways, yeah, I mean, it definitely is a relationship, and I think where we are now, we are given and we are receiving. Uh, Again, not always about financial, but all the other tangibles that we've come to know and love about Unpassive.
Absolutely, Michael. And what we are receiving right now is so generous coming from our CEO, our company. I mean, just take an example. O Connect. When did O Connect start? When did the company release O Connect? What? April 2023? And it has been almost a year that we are able to use O Connect. How much is it coming out of our pocket? I mean, very minimal, and be able to use that product, that O Connect, like what we're doing, And I mean, think about that part of it, is the receiving part of it. It's huge, huge, being ourselves at the early birds, and then the new users are coming in too. I mean, think about the 3 free product, talking about receiving. We get to receive O mail, O net, O trim for life. That's huge, Michael. Who would do that for us?
Yeah, absolutely. But as I said, I mean, the driving factor is still going to be financial for people.
Mhm.
Most people don't get it. People join a company, right? And they're not focused on the products. All they're looking is, well, what can I get? And that's why a lot of people lose money, right? They get into a company, and because they're so focused on the money aspect, okay, are there real products? Do I see a demand for what the company's offering within the marketplace, right? Um, People don't. They just jump into a company. The company says, yeah, 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 we're going to give you, 2% a day, 5% a day. We're going to give you a gazillion dollars. You're going to be making money without doing anything, blah, blah, blah. Right? That's what most companies are telling people. And people just jump in, and then that's it. And then they realize that, oh, it's not working because nobody wants the product, right? okay, customers are not coming. They're only coming because they want to make money. And then when they realize that, hey, wait a minute, I have to sell something, or I have to recruit people, or you know what I mean, I have to build a network, and guess the same old, same old. They can't do any of those things. And then they wonder why they fail. So, with on passive is saying, yeah, we get all of that. We know what's out there, but we're surely going to be different. But guess what, guys? It's going to take some time for us to build something that you can have for the rest of your life, right? On passive is not saying, well, I know you're 90 years old, and so, you're coming to the end. So therefore, I need to hurry up and do this so you can make money in the next 2 months. Like that's not the case, right? Oh, I know that you're going, you're filing bankruptcy. So I need to hurry up and build this business and give it to you so you can make, the company's not thinking along those lines. The company's taking all the right steps to ensure that, yes, when we open up to the public and we say, okay, this is what we have to offer, here's O Connect, here's O Tracker, etc. You can get traffic for your business. You want to have a location or a presence on the internet. Here you go. You can purchase a domain name from us. We'll host it for you. All these things, right? So the company has to make sure that all those things are in place. And then you have a viable business that's going to be here where you can generate an income for life. So most people don't understand how or what needs to be done in order to produce something that can run on its own, so that now you basically, have Catmo. You understand? We want it, but we don't understand the steps to get there. We want it, but we don't know what needs to be done in order to get there. And I think that's the disconnect that people have with on passive. But for those who are paying attention, for those who are engaged and get it, they see everything lining up as it should, and realizing that, yes, this my why for being on passive is actually being fulfilled right before our eyes.
Yeah, yeah, that's true, Michael. And also, as we are sitting here witnessing on passive is open up in front of us, like you said, I love the fact that for all of us who are engaged, see all that is brought to the table is lined up. On passive just doesn't just give anything, right? On passive give things that are valuables for us. I mean, talking about the commitment, the dedication of our team, they have to go through, they're giving their time for all of us to actually go through all that obstacles, all that hurdles, just to have that mission, vision, and the purpose to change our lives, to change humanity, right? And what does he say every time when he's come on? I would die every day if needed to fulfill that dream. And that's his why. That's his why. And that's big. And that's not only the huge why, but it also, I feel like there's so much responsibility on his shoulder because of his commitment, because of his vision, that he's putting it out there to the world.
Well, I think of it this way, Julie, right? I mean, you have a daughter right now that's in university, right? I have a daughter and a son that's in university right now. And so what's the end goal, right? The end goal is to be able to make money. That's the end goal, right? But guess what? There's time and effort that has to go into it, right? You're not going to just walk into the university and they say, here you go, here's your degree. Now go out there and get a job, right? A bachelor's, 4 years. So you got to go for 4 years. You got to put the work in. It actually costs a lot of money, thousands upon thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, actually, right, over the 4 years. So all that has to go into it. And then you get this piece of paper, and you're still not guaranteed to get the money yet. You still now have to go out and seek a job. Somebody has to hire you. You know what I mean? So there's a process that you go through. So that could be 4 years, 5 years for those who go on to do a master's degree, even a PhD. So now you're talking about 7 years, 10 years. You know what I mean? There's time that goes in, and now you are ready for the marketplace. Now you're ready to say, yes, I am qualified to be able to get a job that's going to earn me 70,000, 80,000, 100,000 or more per year. You understand? So time has to go in. So although I know that, hey, if I go out there and become an engineer, right? Yeah, I could make $80,000 to $120,000 a year, right? But before I get to that money, though, I'm gonna have to put some time and effort in. I have to pass these courses. You know what I mean? So I have to do all of these things first, and now I get the reward that I've been looking for. That's on passive. On passive has to put that time and effort in, right? For us, again, we say it's 5.5 years because we want to be accurate, because we basically started July of 2018. But in reality, if we start to pull out, the 2 COVID years, for example, you know what I mean? But the point is, you had to put that time and effort in, and now we're knocking on the door as far as getting the payment issues, get that all sorted, go in the right direction, get withdrawals going in the right directions. You know what I mean? Bring the other products them online and so on. We start to see the whole thing develop before our eyes, Julie, where we can say, yes, now we're getting the reward off that big why that we got in the first place, right? So if we understand that, if we understand the journey, if we understand the process, then it's easy to be able to be relaxed. It's easy to be comfortable, knowing that the company's working so hard, right? When I think of my kids and how hard they work, and I'm sure your daughter's no different, Julie, how hard the time and effort they put in to make sure they get in the grades that they need. You know what I mean? It takes time. Sometimes you have that late night, studying, and right, you pull an all-nighter, all these things, right? Sometimes you have to sacrifice. No, I can't go out with you guys tonight because I got a test coming up, I got an exam coming up, whatever, right? Project that's due. So all these things, right, that you have to do. And even just helping my kids them with sports, where you gotta the time, Julie, that you gotta drive, and then you gotta sit there and watch the game, then drive to come back home again, and all like so much time. That's just life, folks. That's how real life works. Those fly by night stuff, they don't work like that. There isn't time and effort. It's just somebody to slap something together, and in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, boom, they're up and running. And then another 30, 60, 90 days, they're gone. On to the next one. You know what I mean? Those are not real. But we see it in the examples I've given with regards to university, with regards to sports. Think of somebody who a LeBron James, right? Everyone knows Michael Jordan. Okay, everyone knows who Michael Jordan is. Everybody knows LeBron James. Okay, how many years did they put in, right, to be who they are, to command the type of network that they have now, right? You understand? That's a lot of time, Julie. It wasn't 1 year. It wasn't 5 years. It wasn't even 10 years. It's a lot more than that, right? And the same can be said, with anything that is worthwhile. A relationship, right? Okay, you just got married. Okay, but will you last 1 year, 2 year, or will you last 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50? You know what I mean? Like all these things, as we talk about relationship, it's all the same thing, folks. When something is real, there is time that's involved in it, and the pay, right? The rewards usually come afterwards, not in the beginning, not right away, not immediate, right? There's usually time involved. And that's real life. And that's what we have here in On Passive.
Yeah, I love that you brought a lot of, real life examples, like it's okay, because I'm looking at you right now, Michael. Sorry. You're
It's
still
delayed.
it's
Delayed.
delayed. Yeah, it's so weird. So I hope I didn't over
No,
when you're
no.
still, but it's so crazy that you brought on a lot of these example, like your two children in school, my daughter, and everyone's out there. Imagine if you go through all that 10 years, 12 years of college, or working 30 years and don't know why you do it. Is our wire, it's not wire, it's our why bigger than what we had to go through. I mean, you're talking about LeBron, you're talking about Michael Jordan. I mean, look at Kobe Bryant too. Even though they're broken, their legs are broken, they're stretched here and there, but they still have to fulfill what their why. They have to meet that. Look at our CEO. I mean, yeah, he came on and he shared some of the hurdles, some of the obstacles that come in. But what did he say every single time? I will die if need to every day to do this. So that why it's so important, right? So I believe that all of us in life, we got to have the reason why we do it. Why we do, we need extra money. Why we do it? Because I don't want to be worrying every month. When's my next check is coming? When's my next bill is coming? I mean, imagine putting ourselves in business owners' shoes. When am I going to have more customer coming in? How do I do this? And that's when on passive is there, because it is so done deal. It's already done for us. All we got to do is plug in our mission, our vision, our purpose, plug it into with what on passive has, and continue to carry to bring our why alive.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm telling you, it doesn't get any better than this, Julie, right? It doesn't get any better than on passive. It just doesn't. Like, what's the alternative, right? You always have to look at what's the alternative, okay? Because we always have a choice. We don't have to be on passive. We don't have to be here. We don't have to be doing this live right now. We always have a choice, right? And so when I look at on passive and I says, okay, well, if I wasn't doing this, what would I be doing? Like, what is the alternative, right? And for most people, right? Most people, the alternative is their job. Like, that's the alternative, right? Get a second job, get a third job. That's their alternative, right? Most people don't have money for investments, right? They don't, right? You're putting inside, $50 a month, $100 a month. Where's that going to get you, right? Over time. I saw a stat where it says that you need like $1.7 million for retirement. Okay. Most people don't even earn that amount, Julie, over 40 years at their job, right? So what is the real alternative? Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, like what is it, right? And so when you look at those things, Julie, it's always the rich getting richer, right? That's always the case, right? Because if I have $1 million and I go to my bank and say, hey, you know what? My investment advisor, do your thing, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's say they give me even 5% a year, Julie. Let's just say, let's be, something that's very, very realistic, right? 5% a year on my $1 million. Okay, that 5% is what? $50,000 for the year. Okay, thank you very much. Now, how many people have $1 million though, Julie, right? Most people are going to have anywhere between $100 to maybe $1,000, maybe, right? 100 to 1,000. Let's say it's $1,000. Okay, same scenario. Here's my $1,000. Here's my 5% on that. And what does that work out to be, right? $50. You know what I mean?
That's right.
What can you do with $50, folks? If that's what you're generating on your $1,000 every year, what can you? This is why people go look into these places that they shouldn't be looking into, right? This is why they throw that $1,000 into A, B, C, D, and E, and then they end up losing it, because those situations are telling them, hey, we're going to double it for you and give you 100% return. We're going to give you 10% a month, 20%, all these crazy stuff, because you need that $1,000 to multiply it for it to be worthwhile. You understand? So the rich will always get richer because they don't need any big percentage. They don't have to take the risk that so many average individuals like myself are taking, right? That's not the way to go. It just isn't. The smart thing to do is to be able to find a business that you can call home, right? And build that business. And then the problem comes because we don't know how to build the business. This is why we're in on passive, because on passive is doing the building. You see how that makes sense? When I join business A, B, C, D, and E, they're telling me that I have to go build it. I have to have the know-how, the knowledge, the expertise, all these things. I got to be tech savvy. I have to be a salesperson. I have to be able to convince people to buy what I'm selling. This is on passive. It's different. I don't have to convince anyone about buying anything, Julie, right? I don't have to be tech savvy. I don't have to be a brilliant marketer. And the list goes on and on and on. That's why we're in on passive. We're looking for someone to say, you know what? We can do better. we can help you win, and we can help you win, and we can help you win. We can help a lot of people win. Just get in, just be patient, just work with us, come along for the journey, take a look on the inside, see what's going on behind the scenes, right? As much as we can show you, right? And we've seen a lot, more than we probably need to see, right? But the point is, that's what people are looking for. They're looking for help, not necessarily a handout, but looking for help. Okay, looking for someone that says, hey, you know what? I got you covered, no problem. I'm going to do all the heavy lifting for you because I know on your own, you can't do it. On your own, you can't afford to do it, right? But we're going to help you. And when we're done, a handshake is good enough, pretty much. Because the little that we spend, Julie, is basically like a handshake, right? It's like, here you go, thank you very much. Yep, go ahead, enjoy life, right? That's on passive. That's why people are in on passive.
That's right, Michael. Now that when I listen to what you're saying right now, it reminded me of a friend of mine who followed me on Facebook, and out of the blue, he asked, "Oh, you're still in on passive? You're stuck around? Why? Why on passive? Right?" And I'm like, there would never any other place I would ever be except on passive, right? Why? Because on passive does it right. On passive play by the book, right? And on passive does it and put the users, I guess, benefit the users above their numbers, above what they're expecting, right? On passive does it right, right? And why not? And that was a short question, answer for that person.
Julie, like, think about this, right? People seem to confuse, like they still get it wrong with on passive. I don't know why it's confusing for some folks. But think about this though. In order to build a business, work has to be done. Period. Work has to be done. Somebody has to do the work. Okay? Can I not pay people to do the work for me, Julie? So in essence, I'm not doing anything, right? But somebody's doing the work. And what do? I pay them to do the work, right? I've always used this example. My grass needs to be cut. I don't want to go out there and do it, right? So I pay someone. Guess what? The grass is done. It's beautiful. Thank you very much. Okay. But did I do it? I didn't do it, but someone else did. So work was done, right? Work was done. And I get to enjoy the benefits of seeing my, lovely lawn, blah, 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 right? Okay, it's wintertime. There's snow on the driveway. I don't want to go shovel it, Julie. Work has to be done. In order for that snow to disappear from my driveway, someone has to go and shovel it. But I can pay someone to do that, Julie, right? Okay, I want to make money. If I have enough money, I can go buy a McDonald's franchise, right? So I pay money, I hire staff because I don't want to work there, right? It's just not my cup of tea. But guess what? Don't mean I can't own one. And I pay the staff. So I got the manager, the other people, you know what I mean? The business is being run, Julie. I don't have to be there because I'm paying people to run it, right? No different than me setting up, let's say I owned IBM or Microsoft. Okay, everybody knows Microsoft. Say I own Microsoft. Do I physically have to be there or do I pay people, executives and so on, to run the business? You understand? That's on passive, Julie, right? So I can buy targeted traffic. And all I need to do when I buy that targeted traffic, I says, here's my link. This is where I want you to send the traffic to. What is that link? That link is my domain name. So the traffic goes there and everything is set up, done in an automatic way that I'm not actually running around trying to sell the products to people. But I have a system in place, Julie. You understand? That can do all of that for me. I have a system in place that's going to follow up. I have a system in place that when people need help, their support is available. You understand? There's a system in place for all of that, Julie. That's on passive. When we talk about CAPMO, that's CAPMO. People, for some reason, they think it's magical. It's not magical. It's using automation. It's using software. When we talk about AI and we talk about technology, we're using software to do the work, right? That's not pie in the sky, nothing. That's reality. That's what we're seeing right now. You know what I mean? Technology is so infused in everything that we do today. You have a iPhone. I mean, so much that you can do on this little phone. It's truly amazing when you think about it. You have a massive computer in your hand that can do so much, right? Technology, folks. And so with OnPassive, we can use the latest artificial intelligence technology, okay, to do all the things that we needed to be done. However, you still have to program it. You still have to, feed it with information. You still have to put it all together. You still have to create all the products that you want to sell, etc. Right? And all of that includes branding, which means you need to partner with various entities, various corporations, companies, etc. All these things coming together, Julie, that's all part of the process. And you have to test it all out. You can't just take OConnect and just send it out to the marketplace. You got to test it. And you can't just test it internally, meaning just the staff. Okay, we as founding members, we as early bird adapters, we get to play with it and give feedback. It's all part of the testing, right? You got to test out your payment processors. You got to make sure it all works. You got to make sure when somebody click on this and it comes up and they say, yeah, I'm paying $10, that it's actually $10 that is taken, etc. Right? And the money goes where it's supposed to go and the person gets the product that they paid for. All these things. You got to test all of that stuff, Julie. It doesn't happen overnight, but we're certainly getting better and better and better. We're getting closer and closer and closer to having exactly what we wanted on Passive, exactly why we got in the first place, to have that Catmo experience. And it's coming, right? So I'm excited about it, Julie. So yeah, I love talking about why on Passive.
Wow, well said, Michael. As we are sitting here talking about OnPassive and see that everything has been laying out and rolling out to the world, I appreciate really the genius behind that decision making, the genius in term of the innovation of the product, and then the timing of when the products are coming out as well. And so the way how OnPassive is developing and creating is that they can pivot anywhere, any way that they can do. And this is really awesome. OnPassive is now, as we see that they are working harder, cleaner, and smarter. And the best part of it, they'll follow the rules, the regulations. They make sure that everything that they are doing, it's right, and make sure that it's last, and scalable also. I mean, that is the why I'm here. That is the why we're here. That is the why there are so many people flocking to OnPassive.
To have people accomplish their dreams, fulfill their dreams, live their dreams, it's not an easy feat, right? It's not something that is simple to have that done. Yeah, to help one person, yeah, that's no problem. To help two, yeah, no problem. When you're talking about millions of people around the globe, Julie, millions, not 1 million, not 2 million, millions of people around the globe, right? Because we see and we know what the needs are. Okay, we know on this planet 8 billion people, right, with a B. Okay, and the majority of them, right? Even if you say 80% of them need help, right? Okay, 8 times 8 is 64, so 6.4 billion with a B people that need help, and it's more than that, right? Because the wealthy is a handful of people. How many billionaires are there in the world? Around 3,000, something like that, right? That's not a lot of people, right? You know, when you think of 8 billion people on this planet, and we're saying around 3,000, give or take, right, that are billionaires. And then when you talk about, okay, well, how many people are actually a millionaire? Yeah, it's a lot more than 3,000, but it certainly isn't 1 billion. You don't have 1 billion people that are millionaires on this planet. You don't. You know what I mean? How many people actually have all the basic necessities? there's so many people who don't even have that, Julie. Don't have it, right? Not because you have it, you can't assume that everyone does, and not because people in your community have it, you can't assume everyone does, right? Of the 8 billion people on this planet, the majority of them don't even have the basic. Some of them don't have clean water, Julie, right? Don't even have clean water. You know what I mean? Many don't have proper shelter, right? So we know there's a lot of need that are out there. So if you can help solve some of that, wouldn't that be a good thing, right? And that's part of what Unpassive wants to do, to be able to uplift humanity, to be able to help these individuals. You understand? Give them a helping hand. And so if we, who are early bird adapters, if we can generate the wealth that we're looking for, right, and have enough to take care of ourselves and our family, would we not want to take care of those that are outside of our immediate family? Would we not want to help our community, right? Would we not want to reach out and help our global community, right? Just think of what, so this is all part of the learning, to have that right mindset, because, greed is a very powerful thing and dangerous thing, right? Most people, they get money and they want more money. Okay, but you already have enough money though. Well, I want more. Why? Because I can. You know what I mean? Greed is a very powerful thing, right? And so if we can help change the mindset, which is something that takes time. You don't just switch just like this overnight, right? It takes time, right? And so part of our process, part of all this journey that we're going through is helping us to change that mindset. So when we now actually have the money that we're looking for, Julie, that we're going to make wise decisions about it, that we're actually going to help people. We've seen people who win the lotteries. It's been said so many times, right? Easy come, easy go, right? And then it's a mess to think that you could be someone who've you won $100 million, or even if it's not even a lottery, but because we know people who've actually earned 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, and see it all slip away, right? There are individuals out there just like that, right? So the point is, isn't it a good thing that we're able to prepare ourselves, right? Our mind, prepare our body. There's folks who are getting healthy. There's folks that are losing weight. People have lost over 100 pounds. You know what I mean? That's a good thing, Julie, because we need to take care of our health. What's the point in having access to money and you have no health to enjoy it? Doesn't make any sense, right? So all of this, there's so much good, Julie. That's why we say only good news and on passive. If people really get what we're talking about and actually understand that, they'll see it's a true statement.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Michael. As we all know, On Passive is the beacon of hope. Imagine if anyone's out there living without hope. And it is amazing how On Passive is giving anyone around the world, no matter skills, no matter the talents, no matter the race, no matter have hair or no hair, right? No matter wherever it is. On Passive, giving everyone, we call it the courtship time, right? Giving everyone an opportunity to be part of On Passive ecosystem, and then have a chance to learn about it, have a chance to test drive it, have a chance to use it, love it, and then purchasing it, own it, right? And then have an opportunity to earn income, right? Or having an opportunity to literally building that entire business, the empire that they want to do, right? And just be part of it. And there are a lot of, millennials, young kids right now, and like your sons, your daughters, and my children, and now other people right now graduated from college, have no place where to find a job. They can also use On Passive to literally build that entire career. And that's why we are here. And that's why. And why not On Passive, right?
It's certainly a good option, Julie. Yeah. In a world that's filled with very little good options, it's certainly nice to know that On Passive is there for everyone, everywhere. Like you said, it's not just for a handful of people. It really is for everyone everywhere. Because, yeah, you're right. Can you imagine you go through school, you studied, long hours, right? You've done all of that. Yes, here is my degree. And you walk out and you can't get a job, right? It's like, what did I go to the school for? You know what I mean? I went in order to get a good paying job, and I come out and I can't get something in my field. There are lots of people out there that are just like that. And so sometimes you have to reinvent yourself, right? On passive can help you reinvent yourself, right? Absolutely. On passive can be a career for people, right? Because at the end of the day, it's not the money that you want per se, but it's the things that you're able to do with the money, right? So whether it comes from me being an engineer, or it comes from me being an architect, or it comes from me being an interior designer, a nurse, whatever, right? At the end of the day, does it really matter, right? Because I'm trying to achieve something. Maybe it's a home I want to buy so I can, have proper shelter for my family. Maybe it's a vehicle that I can, I need transportation, whatever. I want to travel. So it's actually being on the vacation. So it's not the money I need, but I certainly need the money in order to get to the thing I want, right? Which is that vacation. You understand? So when we look at on passive, we see that there's so many possibilities, so many options. And that's a good thing to have, especially in today's climate.
Absolutely, Michael. Also, what one thing that I see that what On Passive does that really inspiring people is not only that On Passive lifting up humanity based on what they do, but they're not just trying to do it; they are doing it. They are creating, giving people hope and creating the opportunity for people to actually lift up other humanity also, because right off the bat, when Mr. Mufara shared his reason, his vision, he said, if you are filled up, if you are full, if you complete, you got to make sure you help others people, pull the one next door to your neighbor to come in and be that with you. It's a humanity business, not just not just products, not just a ways to earn money, but a way to actually help humanity around the world. And that's one thing that I see that is the biggest part with On Passive is inspiring us to do that at the same time. And the products and the services that On Passive creating are always have a heart to it.
Mm-hmm. We know the power of the internet, right? More millionaires are being created today because of the power of the internet, right? You can literally stay at home and build $1 billion business without ever leaving your home because of the power of the internet, right? Think of Amazon. You know what I mean, right? Okay, where do people go buy stuff from? They just go online. They can up on their phone, up on their tablet, up on their PC, whatever, right? Just get connected, okay? And they're able to buy. And here's this company making $1 gazillion, right? Just from that, the power of the internet, right? Think of social influencers, right? And how they're able to influence others. And as a result, they're generating income from that, right? All the different advertising and so on. Think of Google, okay? How does Google make their money? Right? Facebook. How is Facebook making their money? Is the power of the internet. Take away the internet and there is no Facebook. Take away the internet and there's no Twitter or X. You understand? And the list goes on and on and on, right? The power of the internet. And what are we doing in On Passive? We are revising, we are recreating, we are owning the internet. Okay? So think what that will mean for so many people around the world. Right? Think of what that will mean. Okay? Because of the power of the internet, more millionaires are being created, and now you actually able to make the internet better, a better place that people can appreciate more, a more safer environment for people. If you can do all these things, save companies money, all these things you're able to do, Julie, right? Think of what's going to have happen when all this revenue comes in, because it will come. There's no doubt about it. It will come, right?
And everyone has a chance to be able to make it, to be able to earn it, to be able to have a ways to up in life, right? If you're currently watching this, as you know, or if you watch this later on this channel, on this playlist, We've been doing this for over a year. I believe we have over 50 of the topics that we are talking about. Those are the topic. Those are the why we are here. Those are the things. And if you are wondering why should I have a relationship with unpassive, let's say, right? These are the reason. These are discussions, why we want to be with unpassive and why we are here. And it's such a blessing to me. It's a gift that keep on giving, right? When you are in unpassive and you realize the fact that unpassive is a blessing, is a gift. It is a gift that keep on giving. It's not a gift where you just hold on to yourself. It's a gift that keep on giving, because when you're sharing, when you're giving the gift of on passive to someone, I believe it will change their life. It
Absolutely.
has changed. Yeah.
Absolutely, Julie. Absolutely.
Yeah. So anything else, Michael? Anything else you want to bring up and discuss today?
Well, if you want to be here for another hour.
We have many, right? But I think today we brought out some points that some of the points that came today, and we excited. So
Yeah.
anyway, we're good.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Remember, on Monday, we do a Q&A before this session. So if you have questions, you could submit those questions ahead of time, and we will discuss that. Otherwise, go back and listen to our CEO sharing with us on last Friday. The recording is on this channel. You haven't read the note, please do so. Start connecting the dots. Okay, if we all plug in, line up the dots, line up every things that he shared, you got to see the bigger picture of unpassive, and it's absolutely beautiful. So, all right, thank you, everyone. God bless, and thank you, Michael, always for being here with me. Take
My
care.
pleasure.